All right. So shall we take up some things?
We can try.
Okay. So that'd be page 51. Glenn, why don't we start with you? What do you got?
I do not have anything. I am sorry.
You do not got. Okay.
I do not got. Yeah.
What
Okay.
if we like work through them and do it together?
That might be an idea. I like that. Okay. So if let's look at a couple of the Hebrew to English first, because they're nice short phrases that have like 2 and 3 words in them. So page 50.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Glenn, why don't you think through the first one? If you don't know what a word means, do what you can to parse it. Figure out what information you do have.
Okay. Shamartim. F. Hatoroth. Hatoroth.
Good.
Shamar. This is a recent word, isn't it? This first
It
one.
is. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, what did we say is the Hebrew word order we can expect?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Okay, so languages tend to fall into a preferred order of where your subject and your object and your verb go. So English is a subject verb object language. I throw the ball. And we talked, but it was a number of weeks ago now, but we did talk about the fact that Hebrew has a different standard word order. So Megan has that thinky look on her face.
So verb, is it subject and then object?
Yes. Now, while there are, as in English, there are plenty of exceptions to that, especially when you're doing basic sentence translating in a workbook. you can generically expect that the sentences will be following that pattern.
The verb is on 138, Glenn.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, just looking for my paradigm.
That would be at the beginning of the
One
chapter.
131.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you want me to parse that then?
Please, yes.
Okay. Okay. Second person masculine plural.
Good.
So you watched.
Good.
Okay. Is that a preposition?
It can be. It is more often, and in this case, is the definite direct object marker.
Hmm.
Which means it's not translated, it's just object here.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I do not know what that is.
Okay, looking at Toroth, what's
Oh,
the ending of that?
it's feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a pronoun?
It is not.
It's not.
Oath is the feminine plural ending.
Okay. You watched the laws?
Very good. Yes.
Okay.
Probably in the sense of kept,
Okay.
unless
Yes.
we're just, it's 3 o'clock adoration of the Torah, which I'm down for, to be clear. But
Oh, we know.
Okay. Megan, you want to think your way through number 2?
Yes. So Matt's Hmm. I don't know what to do with that aleph. Mats. Do I just skip it? Matsu?
Um,
Matsau? I don't know.
okay, it is a vocal schwa
Because of the length of the vowel preceding it.
very nice.
Okay. And that would make it a short vowel preceding it. I can't. Yeah. Hang on. Let me go to my schwa page.
Nice.
Okay. So if it's a long vowel preceding it, it is a vocal schwa.
Yes,
Okay. I had it backwards. So Matsau.
good. Yep,
Matsau. Okay. F ha anashim.
good.
Um. Hmm. I wrote this down as they searched for, but I want to check my verb. They found, maybe, would be better.
Yes,
Okay.
more like found.
They found. So third person comment. Plural. Yeah, they.
Yep,
So they found the men.
good, good. And what's the singular of anashim?
I can't remember. I can find it though.
What's
Ish.
man? Ish. Yeah,
Ish.
yeah. It's this weird, irregular plural that everybody's mad about. Okay. Now, in both of those examples, the subject was not an independent word, it was embedded in the verb. That's okay when it's a pronoun. But obviously, if the subject is a noun, um, it has to occur separately. And that's what we're going to see in number 3. So, Glenn, uh, the next one has 4 words. I'd encourage you to take them 2 at a time.
Okay. Um, ka, kathava,
Good.
melaka, uh,
Um,
uh, no, Hamalka.
Ah, very good. Well corrected.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, third person feminine singular.
Good.
So she wrote.
Good.
Okay.
Now, the next word hasn't exactly been a vocabulary word, but is one that you should be able to reckon out, I think.
Um, is is that king or queen?
Right. So king is Melech,
Mm-hmm.
and so we've got the right consonants here with a hey on the end,
Mm-hmm.
which is the feminine ending.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the girl queen. The
Okay.
girl king. The girl
The girl
king.
king. Okay.
Yeah.
So she wrote to the queen? No.
Yeah, you're having to invent a preposition there.
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's come back to this Hebrew's preferred word order thing.
Okay. The queen wrote.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
There it is. Good. Yes. And so that's why wrote is that's why wrote is feminine, because the
Mm-hmm.
verb has to agree with
Right. Okay.
yeah. Okay, cool. The queen wrote. Um, now the second two words, or three, depending on how you count them.
Besefer.
Yeah,
Besefer.
Sefer. Yeah.
Sefer. F. F. Chedvarim.
Um, yeah, it's Hadavarim.
Sorry. Had,
Uh, uh,
Okay. That's
Devari.
a
Yeah.
that's a vocal.
Yeah. So it's vocal because the Dogesh has doubled the consonant.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a weird. I mean, it's not an exception. It is following the rule, but it's
Hmm.
slightly unusual.
Okay. Is is that for is that so is that a vocal schwa for all consonants with a Dagesh?
I I'm going to say yes. I think on a technicality there are exceptions to that, but I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Um, no, the answer is just yes. The answer is just yes.
Okay, so the Queen wrote, is that but a preposition?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. Is that in?
Yep.
Okay. The Queen wrote the in the book of words, or
Close. It can't be a construct chain because the F interrupts it.
is this another word order thing?
Probably a little bit. Um, what we're seeing here is Hebrew has moved the indirect object in the book before the direct object, and English
Okay.
doesn't love that.
Right.
So feel free to reverse those Legos if you want.
Okay. She wrote the words in the book?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The Queen wrote in the book the
The
words.
Queen.
Is
Yes.
again is just
Yeah.
it's Yoda. Good. Megan, number 4.
Okay. Zakarat. Eth. Davre. Ha. Naviim.
Naviim.
Naviim. Okay. Naviim. That makes sense. Okay, so it's second person feminine singular. So you, um, I wrote remembered, but I'm not sure that I want that that's right. I think it makes sense, but it sounds like another word that I was kind of learning, which has nothing to do with it. So,
Okay,
is it remembered?
it is.
Okay. Um, so you remembered, and it's words and it's plural. But it's a different plural than the one we just did.
So regarding your response to me, I don't think they don't think they
Which makes it like there's type. Is this the one where there's type 1 and type 2?
Nope, that's pronominal suffixes.
Oh, I'm not going to say it right, but multiple words that belong to multiple people, multiple prophets specifically. So
I think you're right.
let me see what I mean to say, and I'll tell you if I was right. So it's plural words. It's not like the prophet's word. It's the prophet's words. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't remember what that's called or how to say that in a smart way.
So this is construct chain.
Which I cannot find.
Chapter 11?
Okay, thank you.
Is that? No?
Oh, 10.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on.
Page 98.
Yeah, I just was there. Oh, okay.
That's grand jury. Yeah. Can we look at because I thought we had
So it's plural of word, and it is words of.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
which it would be that
all I need is 25 people working in staging for nearby. That's all.
it would be that Sere Yod, regardless of who the multiple words were belonging to. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was thinking that was like an ending that like indicated who the words were belonging to. Like, and that it would be different for like feminine, singular, or something.
Oh,
That's what I was
no.
trying to figure out. Okay, so
Okay.
it's just the words of
Yes.
the prophets.
Good.
So
Good.
you remembered the words of the prophets.
Right.
Okay. It was easier than I thought it was. Great.
Don't overcomplicate things. You have Hebrew to do that for you. Okay. Glenn, number 5.
Okay. Shamar Nu. First person common plural.
Good.
Okay. We kept.
Good.
Okay. Eth
I think it's called.
Hataroth, the laws,
Good.
Va'eth, ha Mitzoth.
Good.
Okay. I don't know the last word, but it is feminine plural, is it?
Good.
Okay.
It's a um, slightly irregular plural because the singular is mitzvah.
Okay.
It has a consonantal vav that gets lost in the plural. So
Okay.
mitzvah. Any idea what that is?
I feel like we have had that recently.
We talked about it, and I can't remember when.
I feel like we might have brought it up because I remember talking about bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meg, do you recall?
Um, I wrote something, but I'm not sure. But I must have looked
Okay.
it up. I wrote commandments.
Close. Oh, yes, commandments. Yes, because we decided it was plural. Yes, quite right.
Okay.
What I was
So,
remembering was matzah in our vocabulary, which was to find out, reach, obtain, achieve, or be found. That's the one I remember discussing.
Okay, yes.
But I think we did talk about. We were talking about this because the current, like, modern Hebrew, when they say mitzvah, it's they're gonna like do a mitzvah and it's like a good deed.
hmm,
Right,
That's what we were
right.
talking about, but I
I
don't
remember that
remember the
now.
commandments part.
Yeah, yeah. I would like at some point to understand how the meaning shifted, but
Mm,
the answer might be, I mean, Rabbinic Judaism had to figure out how to do Judaism in the absence of the temple.
mm,
And so, things like Torah study replaces sacrifice. They identify that.
Hmm.
Um, God accepts study of Torah in place of sacrifices. Um, I don't know how that works. I just know they think it. Um, and so I wonder if this idea of keeping the laws, so many of which were about doing good to others, becomes,
mm,
you know, to to do a good work is to enact the Torah. I
mm-hmm.
think that might be the argument.
That makes sense.
So we kept the laws and I'm just finishing up one.
Oh,
We kept the laws and the commandments. Yeah.
Yes, yes, quite
Okay.
right.
All right.
Um, okay, so Megan, you want to do number 1?
Yep. Malek, Elohim, El Goyim, Elohim, Yashav. Yeah. Yashav,
Good, yeah.
Al Kisei,
Mhm.
Kedosho.
Good.
Okay, so that is second person masculine singular. Ruled. So he ruled. Elohim is God. So God ruled.
Good.
Al is like eighth, right? Like we don't say that. Pointing to what we're.
No, we will definitely translate that.
Well, Goyim is nations or like peoples, right? So would that be like over? Is it over?
Yeah, probably the best way to translate it here.
Okay, I missed it. Okay. And then Elohim. Yeshav, I had as dwelled or sat.
Good.
Oh, and then I got Al for the next one, on or upon.
Good.
The throne. And then His Holiness. So, what I had written, but I'm not sure because of the word order we were talking about. I had written, God ruled over the nations. God sat on His holy throne.
Good.
But what? But why is Elohim before Yashav?
That's a great question.
Okay, cool.
Probably 40% of the answer is Psalms, because poetry.
Because poetry.
We all know that standard word order is way stretchier in poetry.
Okay.
And Hebrew is comfortable with playing with word order, especially if it wants to make a point. It'll often take the word it really wants to focus on and drag it back to the beginning of the sentence. We see this most often, I would say, when it actually wants to highlight like the object. I think in Genesis 37, Joseph and his brothers, I think there's a place where his brothers is at the beginning of the sentence. But his brothers, Joseph told his dream, or I don't remember if it's that verse, but it's something like that. And it's a way of being like, okay, something's important here about the fact it was It wasn't to little Johnny next door. It matters that it was his brothers. This is important narratively.
Okay.
So we call that fronting, when Hebrew changes up the word order by dragging something to the beginning of the sentence. It's typically an emphatic move.
Okay.
A little bit like we do. Child runs in from outside, middle of summer. The door, close the door. You start with the thing that matters.
There's is there something there's a similar Greek rule like that, isn't?
Greek tends to pull forward in a sentence.
Yeah.
I mean, Greek word
Yeah.
order is incredibly fluid. I don't even
Right.
know that we ever talked about here's the standard word order because nobody cares. But yes, we did observe a lot that they dragged towards the front of the sentence the words that mattered most.
Hmm.
Okay, Glenn, do you want to take a look at 2?
Hmm. Okay. Batach, batachti, batachti.
Good.
Va v'chesed
Good.
Elohim olam.
Good.
Okay. Is that a is that a pronoun on the end of that first word?
Nope, that is
Okay.
a verb. I understand why you ask that. And it's actually a little bit instructive because it does vibe with the first person singular pronominal suffix. And if you look at your paradigm, you will see it is the one CS ending.
Okay.
That heric yod on the end of a
Mhm.
word
I missed that.
is always doing a first person something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a verb and it's a third het verb, which means you probably haven't had it as a vocab word yet. So they probably wanted to make you play with the lexicon. The word means trust.
Okay. Okay. So I trusted.
Good.
Okay. Is that um is that bet schwa a preposition?
Good. Yes.
Okay. I trusted in God's God's faithfulness.
Yes. I mean, the faithfulness of God,
The faithfulness of God. Okay.
but I mean, yes, if you're making the next NIV edition, you can call it
Okay.
God's faithfulness.
Okay. Some I feel like that has something to do with day. Lamb. No.
Um, forever.
Forever.
Usually
Okay.
it's forever.
Okay. Okay.
Is it sometimes always? Or is it forever is better?
I think there are other words that get used for always.
Okay.
In post-biblical Hebrew, it tended to mean universe. The blessings, blessings for a whole number of things that start. Blessed are you, Lord our God, Melech HaOlam, King of. It's not King of forever exactly. It's more like King of literally everything. But very often translated King of the Universe.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've got this interest. I trusted in the chesed of God forever. Talk about the use of the perfect there. I trusted forever is not very good English. But what do we know about Hebrew perfect versus, I mean, I know we haven't gotten to imperfect yet, but what do we know about the Hebrew perfect, I guess?
That it's continuous, or I,
more, I mean, not exactly the opposite, but more that it
okay.
is a completed act. So Hebrew's only got these two tenses. It's got a perfect and an imperfect. And the perfects we typically translate as pasts, and the presents we typically translate as present, the imperfects we typically translate as present or future. But strictly speaking, what they're doing is talking about complete versus incomplete. So I was working on my car. Despite the fact it's past time, it's incomplete action and might actually be rendered in Hebrew with an imperfect. But I will have finished or I will have arrived by Thursday might be a Hebrew perfect, even though it's future, because you're seeing a completed action. And so probably a part of the answer is poetry. But at least part of the answer here for why is it I trusted forever is he's not still waiting and seeing about his commitment to his confidence in God's goodness. he's locked in on it.
Hmm. For Hesed, is faithfulness, is that your go-to one-word translation for that word?
No, I was picking up what Glenn had used. I don't object to it. It's it just doesn't translate cleanly.
So you just won't. You just won't. I will not give you one word.
I where is it? There it is.
Where is it? You won't.
I
Literally won't.
Okay.
Literally won't. Trust in that Hesed of God.
That's amazing.
Bringing back Hesed since about 2016. So, yeah.
So if you were marking something, this is like a freebie. You just write in whatever you want. It's going to be right.
Yes.
There's like 19 different things you could put in there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Hebrew's got a word for faithfulness, but this is too. Some people have translated it covenant love, but it isn't really related to any of the words talking about covenant. Sometimes it's mercy. Old NIV did loving kindness.
That's what I wrote for this one, just to pick one.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to blame anyone for what they do with it. Sally Lloyd Jones, Never Stopping, Never Ending, Never Giving Up Love, I think is probably my favorite, but is unwieldy when you're scrawling in pencil in a Hebrew workbook. Okay. I think we're going to see something similar in number 3. Yeah, I mean, I am mindful of our time, but I would kind of like to do numbers 3 and 4, if you're all okay. So where are we? I think we're to Megan.
Okay. Ze Yadati Ki Elohim Li.
Good.
So Za is this.
Good.
And the verb is Yada. And so that is first person common singular. And it's like to know. So I this I knew.
Good.
I wrote something. So I wrote that key is that, but I'm not sure about that, but I'll just stick with it for the moment. God. And then Lee, I wrote for me. But I think it could be to me, but I think for me makes more sense.
Okay.
So this I knew that God is for me.
Good. Yeah.
So that key is that.
In this instance, it's that.
Okay.
Yeah. Key can do a number of things. and this time it's that.
And so it's not a hyphen. It's a, is this a McCafe?
It is, yes.
Okay. So it's attached to that. Like, why are those words attached?
Um, they don't have to be. I okay. I think key often comes with a McCafe. I think it likes McCafes. Makes
Okay.
it feel safe. Um, Second, maybe to make sure that you're not going to actually rearrange the word order, maintaining
Mm,
that God stays at the front of that subordinate clause.
okay.
Um, and yeah, so this I knew that God is for me, but I don't know it now. Um, so again, I think we've got a use of the perfect that's indicating some kind of confidence and completeness more than a strict past tense. Used to know it, but I don't know it now.
Mm.
And maybe it makes even more sense when we contemplate the fact that yada is a very experiential word. You know, um, all the places in the Old Testament where
Mm,
now I know that Yahweh is the God above all gods. Typically means now I've had an experience in which I have seen this.
mm,
So so maybe it's almost better experientially. Um, I had this experience seeing that God is for me.
mm.
Uh, and what you want to do with that will largely involve your translation philosophy and the other things going on in that song, because translation doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Hmm.
Okay. 4 is a bit of a mouthful, but that's what makes it fun. Um, so you guys can share this one. Um, Glenn, if you could do the beginning up to saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, biome, biome, hahu, uh, karash,
Good.
Yahweh, f, of, Avaram,
Avram.
Avram, Barith,
Good.
um, Lemor.
Good. Start with just the first two words.
Um, biome. So is the Is the ba a preposition?
Yep.
And yom would be days
Just one day.
or one day. In, is it
Good.
in the day?
Good. Yes.
He?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Although the hey on the front, nobody ever talks about the he. So what you're going to want to do is think about the other pronoun type that uses who, which you will find page 68.
That, a demonstrative.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. In the day that
Um,
uh,
not quite. So it's demonstrative pronouns function like adjectives.
in that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. In
good.
that in that day, Yahweh.
Good.
I'm gonna assume that's a verb.
Well assumed. Yeah. Anyone remember what karak means?
It is it's cut
Good.
or but it also means um like
Oh,
make a covenant.
Yes.
Paul went down a big rabbit hole on this, so that is why I remember it's both of those.
okay. In that day, Yahweh uh, can I just say covenanted or
Um,
or God,
kind of.
God God made a covenant or
Mm-hmm.
or or God cut?
Yes.
Like God is a used car salesman.
God took Abram to his chop shop.
I'm gonna cut you a deal.
Oh dear. Uh, yeah, sure. How you should work with it will be clearer once you get to through
Okay.
the Eth Avram Barith bit.
Um, would I say to Abraham Uh, Avrim. Okay, that's Abram.
Yeah, pre-name
Okay.
change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand that I keep telling you that F is the definite direct object marker, but I regret to announce you're in the 10% of occurrences where it's the preposition with.
Okay. Okay. Yahweh cut with Abram. Is that is the ba another preposition?
No.
No. Okay. Barif. Oh, that's covenant, isn't?
That's
Or
covenant.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, saying. Okay.
Yeah. Which was why I was pushing you
Uh,
away from translating karat with
right.
covenanted. Um,
Okay.
I
Okay.
probably I would translate it. I would probably translate it made a covenant, and then I'd footnote Hebrew cut a covenant. Because I do think, I mean, I think the cutting of covenant is particularly interesting, um, with the fact that you've always got sacrifices around covenants. And
Hmm.
especially here in Genesis 15, this is the text where God says, bring me this laundry list of animals and cut them in half. And we've got similar, I think it was from Ancient Newsy, we've got tablets indicating similar covenant rites where you cut the animals in half, make a gross little runway, and send the parties through as a sort of calling down of a curse on oneself. If I default, you know, if I default on my covenant, this should be me. Yeah, so I both get why we don't want to say cut a covenant because that's just nonsensical English, but I also wish we didn't lose the concept. So
Keller does a good job illustrating that concept in his sermons. Hmm.
cool. That's great.
I forget where Paul's verse was that he was going from, but what was the situation? It was talking about God making a covenant, but just before that, it was talking about cutting trees, and so having that same like verb show up. I'll have to ask him. I'll ask him when he gets back, and I'll send it to you guys.
Interesting.
His mind was blown. He was supposed to be doing something else, and he's like, I can't focus because like this is here.
I wonder if that's the wonder if that's that great law in Deuteronomy about don't cut down the fruit trees.
Hmm.
Oh,
If they don't make a treaty with you and you attack
yeah.
them, I wonder if
It
that's
might have
if
been that.
Okay.
they don't cut a covenant. Yeah,
I'll ask
have to
him
look that up.
for sure
Yeah.
when he's back. Yep.
Okay, on that day,
Okay.
Yahweh cut a covenant with Abram, saying,
La Laza. Just a sec. Lazarka.
good.
Okay. Nathati.
Good.
F haaretz. Hazoth.
Great.
Okay. So the lamed is a preposition. So that's two.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ending indicates that it's your, like belonging to you. Descendants or seed. I don't know
Good.
what's better, what makes more sense. Descendants.
Although,
I think descendants makes more sense, but I don't know like if it matters.
okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
So Nathan is gave, but does that make it like a week? Because
It
there's a noon or
does.
something, because it's missing its final noon there.
I don't know why they did that to you. That was unkind of them. But you've entirely done this rightly.
Okay. So it's first person common singular.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave
Mm-hmm.
the land, and Zoth is this, right? Zoth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, it's this.
Correct.
I'm asking. Okay, it is. Okay. So this land. So to your descendants, I gave this land.
Good. Okay, a few things. Another interesting use of the perfect. I gave.
Mm.
Perfect. You know, again, I mean, I would if I'm an NIV translator, I'll probably translate that will give, but already done in God's economy.
Mm.
Um, Second, in a point that far better scholars than I have picked up on. Oh, before we get to that, my other second point is this is a good example of that fronting thing, of dragging something important to the beginning of the sentence, starting with the indirect object to
The
your descendants.
Okay.
We'd expect the nathati to come first. I have given the land to this to your descendants. That would make for a nice sentence structure. But you know, who's getting the land, Abram? Your descendants, the ones you don't have yet, the ones whose lack has caused this very conversation and this very covenant ceremony. You know, because
Right.
Genesis 15 starts out with God showing up to Abram and saying, by the way, we're still on track. And Abraham's response is as if. You know, my heir is currently my chief steward. So talk is cheap, God. Yeah. So that's the emphasis here. My third point that, as I was starting to say, far better people than I have observed. Meg, come back to that word, Lazaraka. Is zera singular or plural?
Hmm. I don't know. Just a second. Do you know how frustrating it is to me that Zion is not at the end of the Hebrew alphabet? I can never ever find it. It's in the middle somewhere for no good reason. Where is it?
After
Oh, there it
Vav.
is.
Yeah.
Thanks. Sorry. Okay, so I think it's singular, but it's like a plural word. Like I don't know.
Not like group,
Yeah.
people, and peoples. Um, it, yes, it is a collective noun.
Okay.
And yet, this is a text that the New Testament writers will point to, you know, to highlight Jesus as the recipient of the Abrahamic promises. Isn't it the Hebrew writer who says he did not say and to seeds, but and to seed, descendant, that one.
Mm.
And I mean, it's a slightly interesting use of the Hebrew, and I don't recommend this as standard exegetical work, but this is that text.
Hmm.
Where is that precise?
Galatians 3:16.
Oh, my
Oh.
dad's listening to me. Galatians 3:16.
Okay. Thanks.
Not even Hebrew. Hebrews.
Now the promises were spoken to Abraham and to his seed. He does not say and to seeds as though referring to many, but referring to one, and to your seed who is Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. So only if you're Paul do you get to do this.
Well, yes. When I talk New Testament use of the Old Testament and go through a number of the ways that they do that, one of my concluding points is don't go and do likewise. Like the Holy Spirit is not restricted by our grammatical, historical, interpretive mode, and I'm chill with him doing what he wants to do, but you may not.
So how like my English sentence is like a hot mess for how to
Okay,
actually like.
read it back to me.
So I wrote on that day Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, a covenant saying to your descendants I give this land.
And what dissatisfies you about that?
I think I want to know where to put a period or a comma,
Okay.
but maybe
So
that's
so first of all, I'd take out the covenant before saying. Because I mean, I think the made word is karat,
okay. And
and then
then
the direct object is berit.
it's confirming that it's a covenant being made, but we don't need to say it twice.
Maybe, yeah. But I mean, karat has any number of other uses. You can karat trees and you can karat hands, etc.
So on that day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, "To your descendants I give this land."
Yeah, saying, comma, quotation mark.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
fact, lemor, which is not a form you know yet, um, is basically Hebrew quotation marks.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it makes sense to write saying, which is its translation, but sometimes it doesn't translate super well, and it introduces direct speech.
Cool. Cool.
Okay. Well, I think this has been really good. And I'm inclined to not, I don't know. Here's what I'm inclined to do. I'm inclined to reintroduce something that we did enough weeks ago that I want to bring it back up. So the next thing we need to do is look at Qal Perfect weak verbs, the unruly, uncooperative ones. And so if you turn back in your workbooks to page 45, page 45 gives you a whole bunch of verbs, some that you know and some that you don't. And the task, I don't even know if I asked you guys to do it, the task was to identify whether they're strong or weak. Most of them were weak. And if so, what the weakness was. So I don't know if did you guys do that? You did it. So let's run through.
You said if we want to. I wrote that down. It
Okay.
didn't have a star that week, but if we wanted to.
If you wanted to. Okay, so let's go through these so that next week, when I talk about first alephs and two gutturals, you will nod sagely like people who understand what I mean. Okay, so I guess actually there isn't a first aleph. It's first gutturals. So they do the first one. The verb is amad. It is weak because the first consonant is a guttural, or it's a one guttural. Now, sometimes, and this is part of why we're going to go through and do this, sometimes it's enough to say, starts with guttural. Sometimes different, especially when they're in the third position, different gutturals actually get handled in different ways. So we'll talk through those. So Glenn, what's number 2, and is it strong or weak? If it's weak, how so?
Okay. Got all.
Good.
It is weak
Mm-hmm.
and it is a second guttural.
Right. Just to review, what are the guttural consonants?
Aleph,
Mm-hmm.
uh, is ayin a guttural?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have that somewhere here.
Phone a friend?
Okay. Yes. Hey,
Ah, good.
um, et,
Mm-hmm.
and resh with a definite article.
More
I have a
like
note.
and more like and resh sometimes, and yes, when resh occurs with the definite article would be one of those times.
Okay.
The most significant issue is that resh can't have a dagesh.
Okay.
So, uh, you know, oh, resh, head. If you're going to say the head, haresh, you've got the hey and the patak of the definite article, but you don't have the dagesh. And there will, down the road, there will be certain verbs in which we expect to see a dagesh in certain root letters, which the resh can't do. So yes, it really depends. Sometimes it's weak, sometimes it's not.
Mm.
They don't have they don't have all the sorts of weakness here, which seems like a failing. Anyhow, good. So Megan, number 3.
Number 3, bar barech,
Good.
and weak because the third root position is het. Het.
Mm-hmm.
They have the list I found was on 12.13 that had like more. That's what I was going through. I don't think I even
Good.
saw that top one. Okay.
So we tend to call this one a third cat ion because in the third position, as I said a few minutes ago,
Oh, I
not
see. Okay.
not everything happens the same way. Third alephs are handled differently from third hays, are handled differently from cat and ion, which are handled the same way. And also, again, it's got a resh. And that is, again, in a down the road way, that will be particularly problematic when the resh is the second consonant.
Fun.
There's a type of verb where we're going to expect to see a dagesh in the second root consonant. And so when a word can't do that, it makes us all very cranky. Good. Glenn, number 4.
Okay. This is strong.
This is strong. Well done. And Megan, number 5.
Kavetz. Also strong.
Good. You've heard of Israel's kibbutz, kibbutzim. This is that verb. It means to gather or collect.
Cool.
And so they call their kind of collectivist farms kibbutz.
Cool.
And sorry, what was the class?
It was strong.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Glenn, number 6.
Asha.
Check your dot.
Asa.
Mm-hmm.
Week. And is this double week? Doubly week?
It is doubly weak,
Okay.
yes. So what are its 2 weaknesses?
The guttural at the beginning and, the 2 gutturals.
Okay, good. And so the first one, we can just call it a first guttural, because first gutturals all act basically the same.
Okay, and then a third hey.
A third hey.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Megan?
Bana.
Good.
Week. Third hey.
Right. And Glenn?
Ahav.
Mm-hmm.
Week. Second guttural.
And?
Oh. The first and second?
Yep. Yep. And 9 is?
Kathav. And it's strong.
Yay. Okay, 10, not a type we run across too often.
Savav.
Mm-hmm.
Geminate.
Yes. So geminates are really very rare. But they occur when the second and third root consonant are the same. And Hebrew doesn't really love, I think, what it almost perceives of as unnecessary duplicated consonants. And so one of them just leaves the building very often. Okay, 11,
Okay. Matzah, week and third Aleph.
Good. Yeah. Glenn?
Shama, third in,
Right.
week, third in.
Yes.
Okay.
And maybe, if this is obvious, I apologize. If it's got a classification, it is inherently weak.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Megan.
Okay. Ra'ah, doubly weak. Um, triply weak? I don't know. There's a resh, but I don't know what to do with that. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not a guttural today.
I mean, Raish is always Raish, but I don't think this Raish is ever in a position that's going to be a problem.
Okay, so I'm going to say this is doubly weak because
Yeah.
there is a second guttural and a third hey.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Glenn?
Shamar, is that strong?
It is. Yeah. The more I'm going through this, the more I'm thinking it. We only think of Raishes as weak if they're in the second position.
Mm.
I think that is true. I don't think anyone ever said that to me, but I think that's true. And since that was strong, do 15 too.
Allah, so first guttural and third hey.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Good. Those introduce some, but oh, maybe I know why. Introduces some, if not quite all, of the categories. Which will help next week. And yeah, I suppose we should put a message up to see about scheduling our in-person again.
Mm-hmm.